I'd love to ask, like, how do you guys, after a heartbreak, like, how do you approach love again? Like, with learning from your mistakes, like, what are some
like where we're at currently?
yeah, like how are you coming in more battle tested and more strategic and smart because
Yeah.
you've learned from some previous things?
Yeah, I think it's taking an appropriate amount of time to grieve and to heal. And before getting back out there, talking to wise counsel in your life if you really are ready, right? Are you getting back out there because you're wanting to fulfill a need that another person's never going to fulfill? Are you doing it out of scarcity? Or are you living out of abundance? And are you actually ready? Right. Mm-hmm. So I think that godly counsel piece is, yeah, I think that part for me is huge.
Mm-hmm. I think it's Brene Brown that says, soft heart, strong back. Is that right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as the Lord has healed me from past hurts, I feel like I'm just getting like softer and softer as life goes on, but I kind of love it. Yeah. And so I realize that I come at men and new relationships and love with so much more softness than I did before, both towards myself and towards this person in front of me, because I'm like, man, we've all gone through so much. Yeah. Like, I think it just really tenderized me to, we've all experienced hurt, and there's a reason that hurt people, you know? Mm-hmm. So there's a little more empathy there, while also having a strong back. I think both are necessary, and it's hard to have that balance, but it's also helped me really, really hone what I'm looking for, when I'm okay with and when I'm not, and to be able to make those easy no's. Like, it's an easier no when it's not in full alignment, because now you know the cost a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I know, I think, like, going off of that, it's like really identifying, like, reestablishing what are my core values, like what are my non-negotiables.
Yes.
Right. I think that's great.
Yeah, and hopefully, like, you're going through this with the Lord, and He's in the conversation now about like what really matters. Yeah.
I feel like one of the things that's resonating with you're saying, Katie, is that I feel like more and more I feel like a pretty good communicator outside of romantic relationships. When I'm interested, I like freeze up, and suddenly my communication and all that. And there's so many, the Lord is really kind of taking away this steel trap over my heart that I didn't even know existed, and pulling away and in a refining way, in this refining fire, in the sanctifying way, showing that. And I think one of the things I've tried to do so much more when I've been interested is really come with, like, not my mess in the way of I'm trying to create healthier boundaries. After writing a book about a lot of my messiness, it can be hard to, I'm figuring out healthy boundaries of when within dating to share certain stories. And a lot of the stories in my book, I won't bring to dating early on anymore, and haven't. But I think one of the things is, like, I am way more apt to say, hey, here's where I really struggle. And this is, I'm coming to you and, like, knowing that I'm not the best communicator, and I'm going to try and be more curious.
Saying that up front. Yeah.
Yeah. And share. I remember when I first admitted my anxiety to someone that I was interested in, it felt like such a relief to say, I have anxiety in relationships. And for him to know that, he approached me in such a different manner, where when I didn't admit the anxiety tendencies I have, I don't think it's part of my identity at all. I'm trying to remove that more and more. But there was freedom there, because then he could actually see why I was reacting or what I needed when there was moments of, those unhealthy habits where he's like, oh, this is because of your anxiety, not because this is I didn't feel as judged, or like he wasn't aware of the language.
You're able to give them tools to help understand. Yeah.
Because I'm even still trying to figure out the language of my own mind, and especially in romantic relationships, right? And so I think that now going forward, I try to be honest in the communication of, like, here is where I know I I struggle, or I own up to the things like this is the things that I know I'm not great at, and like let's work on this together.
Yeah.
And like be part of the way that we can like I think I recently called it I had a conversation. I said like let's have like a innovation communication session, right? Like let it be more fun and be like here's the stories that are in my mind. What is this? Here's how it played out for me. How did it play out for you? And there's like wildly different stories. They both made sense, but then we got to be like, okay, and then here's the middle ground of what that means and how to hold that. And so, yeah, I think each relationship I'm getting better and better at just communicating more, and that's bringing about healthier, relationships and moments, and I hope healthier, future moments as well. So
for me, I kind of look at it, to use it like a term, like money and having money in the bank. All the time. Like most people will teach, like I work for a place that talks about finances, and we talk about having an emergency fund. So that way, you have savings. So if something happens, you're not like freaking out because you don't got any money. Well, just how it's important to having a savings account for emergencies. I believe that it's also important to have money in the bank figuratively in your emotional health.
Yeah. So good.
Ooh.
In your physical health.
Yep, that's good.
In your community.
Yep.
In your mind, in your body. So that, because when you've got money in the bank, you're more at peace. And when your mind's more at peace, it's more easily led by the Holy Spirit. Yeah. And you're able to make much smarter decisions.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay, I love this. Can you explain can you explain how, the difference between that and withholding?
What do you mean by
make sense?
withholding?
I guess, what do you mean when you say you have money in the bank emotionally?
I just mean it's like you're coming from a place of strength.
Okay.
If I've got $0,
Yeah.
I'm not going to make, because I'm more desperate, I'm not going to make as wise of decisions.
Okay.
Go.
like classroom.
But Brian, going on that's so good because that's like loving your single life.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think that I would say for me, an example is, okay, I'm thriving in what I love to do physically, right? I love my runs. I love my walks, right? So I'm like loving that piece. Yeah. Emotionally dialed in, right? But like Sarita Foxworth, she's one of my favorite authors. Sorry, she speaks to women mostly, but
I'll listen to some what's her name, Christine Kane or something.
Let's go.
Sarita, she's so inspiring. She's very prophetic and she speaks to single women. And one of the things that she says that I have done is she's like, write 5 things that you could do as a single that you'll never be able to do when you're married. And now I put it like in my house, I'll always, I look back at it, right? So for example, right? So like my last relationship, I had to grieve my singleness. I'm like kind of sad because I love it so much, right? Yeah. So one of the things that I can do is I get to go to coffee shops whenever I want.
Yeah, we do.
I get to sprawl in the middle of the bed and sleep like
take up all the covers.
Yeah, just things like that. Like I get to watch The Bachelor whenever I want.
Yeah.
Love Island, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I can watch it.
Yeah.
Those things where I'm so thankful that I can do that, and I know that I won't be able to do that when I'm married.
Sure. Yeah, and it's just this idea of like walking into things from a position of strength.
So good.
Instead of like a position of weakness. And one of the reasons why my life exploded and went through what I went through, for context, is I entered that relationship from a place of weakness. I had moved from California to Idaho. Uprooted my entire life, major change. I knew no one in this new town except for one of my best friends that moved out there with me. Super lonely. This is 2020. And so the world literally, like right when I moved there, like I'd heard about coronavirus, and then shortly after, like everything shuts down. So a new job, new town. Now I'm working, remotely in a place where I don't know anyone. On top of that, my mom passes away. So I'm super lonely. Very little community. grieving the loss of a parent.
Yeah.
And then, so that's like the backdrop. And then entering a relationship, I entered it in from a place of weakness because I was so lonely.
Yeah. Wow.
And I just wanted love so bad.
Yeah.
And I missed the signs that wasn't the right relationship for me because I think I wanted it so bad.
Yep.
Because I wanted to get married. Like I just wanted it so bad that I convinced myself. And I, hey, for better or for worse, if I set my mind to something, I get it done. And this scenario, it didn't work out so well for me. Don't recommend it.
Podcast is going great.
So what I learned from that and moving forward is when I eventually hop back in the dating pool, is I want to come from a place of strength. I want to have, I'm not in a place where I'm lonely. I'm not like still tripped up on like unforgiveness and hurt. And, you know, I have good friends. I'm doing good financially. I'm doing good in my career. And not to say that you have to have like your life perfect, but like I want to just be like in all these emotionally healthy. Like I'm just in a very like healthy overall spirit. I think most important is spiritually healthy. My personal opinion is let's just get all the sin as much as we can out of our life. Like just no habitual sin and just be walking in walking in holiness and purity, and that because that's where the power is. And so really just like I think that's the most important thing is really walking in holiness and just a purity and having a pure heart for the Lord. And then when you enter into a relationship, you're coming from a place of strength. You're at peace. You're not coming off desperate because you got money in the bank, if that makes sense.
I get it.
Got money in the bank.
Thanks for bringing that all the way around. That was good.
I will. One of the things I feel like we've even been in some conversations lately together as women, or I've with just different females just in my life, is the other thing I want to speak into that too is I feel like one of the things going on in dating right now is that there is a lot of people that feel like they have to have everything figured out before they enter a relationship.
Yeah, and that's not true.
And especially I feel like I've for years now, I would say, even with people I've dated, they've felt like men feel like they need to have the job, have a house, whatever, have this clear purpose, have emotional health, be raising their hands in church, all these sort of things. And I think to myself, and we've had conversations as women in different spheres that I've been in of like, but like women want to be on that adventure with the men. And so it's like super important for both men and women to be like, the beautiful part about relationship is not having to show up with everything. Like it's good to have a lot of things in the bank, right? But like if something's not there, maybe God is allowing that to be that way, so that then you actually know that actually requires someone else to come in and love you in that area or be part of that adventure. And I wish that there was more honesty around like, just like I know that I won't be able to show up perfectly, I wouldn't expect anyone I'm dating to have everything together. That's part of the fun of it. That's part of the fun of a relationship is I want to build whatever the canvas is together, especially if then it's marriage. Like women want to be on an adventure.
So good.
Just as much as they also want men that do have like community, that do have some of those things that then help a relationship flourish, right? But like you don't have to have it all. And it's kind of, I think, an enemy lie to men and women that we have to have it all. So,
and I think awareness is key, right?
Yeah.
I think that if there's not an awareness, that's where you can get tripped up and get in trouble in dating. But I think if you're aware, like, hey, this is where I'm lacking.
Yeah.
Like that's huge.
Yeah.
Self-honesty. Yeah.
So good.